Joe, we want to start big picture if we can, please.
All right.
A Bill Bolin request.
Not a big picture.
I know you're not. Well, we'll work it out here. But the effect of Jabba, that he has done so well, it's been so well received, it seems to have given a lift to your club. Can that have a long-term effect? And has that, do you think, helped Jabba become the starter that he has so quickly?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, obviously, you know, we think that he can be a good starter for a long time, and that's why we'll be careful with him, and that's why, you know, we've had a conscious effort to make sure he doesn't get too many innings this year and build him up slowly. But I think a club can feed off a guy like that, and I think he can feed off the club. And obviously, you can do the same with other starters. I mean, you get excited when Moose is on the mound because he's been throwing the ball so well, and Andy and all our guys. But you know, obviously, when Jabba starts a game, there's always a little excitement.
Does it matter to you that even critics of the move initially have now embraced it?
No, I mean, it was a decision that we thought was best for the club in the long run and the short run. And obviously, not everyone's going to agree with what you do, and that's the beauty of baseball. I mean, you can second guess all day long in this game, and that's the nature of our game, because things don't appear to happen very quickly when you're watching it on TV. When you play, it does, but you know, that's okay.
What has enabled Messina to give you 8 innings in 2 of his last 3 starts, when I believe he'd only done it once in his 81 previous ones?
Well, he's been real pitch effective. I mean, he hasn't had the long innings. He's been able to, you know, have some 10-pitch innings, some 12-pitch innings. He's throwing a lot of strikes. He's locating the ball where he wants. And when you're able to do that, you seem to be 0-2, 1-2 all the time on hitters. You know, you can have some short innings, pitch count-wise, and therefore you give, you know, 7-8 innings.
Even a guy like Mike, with the longevity he's had, with the career he's had, does confidence also play into that?
Oh, I think so. I mean, I think you always have a lot of confidence when you're throwing the baseball where you want to throw it, and throwing it the way you want to throw it. You know, I mean, there's going to be times where you don't locate as well, and you know, I mean, those are the tough times that you go through, but I mean, he's been really good.
What's your level of confidence that Johnny Damon can be the guy you're used to seeing out there with that foot of his?
Very confident. You know, he came to my office today and said, I'm ready to go. So that made me feel, well, I didn't have to go to him, and he came to me. And, you know, we'll watch him carefully and just make sure he feels okay, and, you know, we won't abuse it.
Is there any plan with Matsui yet?
No. You know, he's still sore, and, you know, as I said, we weren't going to use him in this series, and we'll evaluate him tomorrow.
Could you DH him tomorrow?
We could, but we'll evaluate him. You know, obviously, every time we're at home, there's a doctor in the clubhouse, so we'll evaluate him tomorrow and see how he is.
If you can't DH him, do you think DL's a possibility?
Yeah, it's always a possibility. I mean, you know, you don't want it to come to that, but if we feel that's in the best interest of him and the club, I mean, that's something we'll talk about.
So he said you guys told him not to take any BP today, to continue to rest it?
Yeah, because, you know, when I watched him take BP, I believe it was Tuesday, you know, he had the neck plus the knee, and it just looked like, you know, he wasn't putting a lot of weight on it, so we figured the rest is better than it, you know, anything else.
Given all of the, you know, the last few days that he hasn't been able to go anything, could he even if he felt good, could he still DH tomorrow?
Oh, I wouldn't have a problem, even though he hasn't played in 4 days DHing. You don't lose your swing that quickly and your timing that quickly. The concern is being able to push off that back leg, and then once you're hitting, having to run. That's the second part, unfortunately, that we all have to do.
Is this the kind of thing where you don't want an injury that could be just a minor thing to develop into something worse?
Yeah, I mean, we want to make sure he's healthy when he's out there, because, you know, to be a productive player, you have to have your legs under you. And if your legs aren't under you, you know, it's hard to be productive. And then sometimes you get in bad habits, you know, as a hitter, because you're favoring something.
Joe, knowing what tomorrow holds, is there any anticipation of that even right now?
No. You want to play tonight's game and worry about tomorrow. I mean, we still have a chance to win this series, and that's what we are concentrating on. And, you know, we'll do whatever it takes tonight and then see where we are tomorrow.